Good evening, everyone. So among the things I like to do are ride my bike, go to the beach, and eat. And if I can combine two or all three of those things, I'm having a really good day. A few years ago, I was down the shore in Cape May, and I was staying at my aunt's place. She lives 7 miles inland. And like I often do when I'm down there, I like to ride my bike to the beach. And it's hard to explain how satisfying that is. It's more than just the freedom of not pumping a handful of quarters into a meter every couple hours. It's just the freedom of just rolling up to any beach you want. And I carry my own, I'm usually carrying a beach towel and snacks, book, and I even carry my own beach chair strapped to my back with bungees. So it's fair to say that I take a lot of pride in being prepared. So after being at the beach all day, I was getting ready to head back, and I walked by George's place, this restaurant in Cape May. It's right in the middle of Cape May, right on the beach block. And I had been by this store literally thousands of times in my life, and on this day I decided that I wanted to go in. But I wasn't sure if it was the kind of place you could go into post-beach. And I thought, well, you can see the waves breaking from their storefront, and I couldn't be the first diner to wander in from the beach. So I went in and I sat down, and I immediately realized I have no business being in here. Now, I wasn't really dirty or anything, but I had been on the beach. And as I'm sitting there with my ratty backpack, I'm looking around, my anxiety starts to pick up steam. And I'm feeling like an Appalachian Trail thru hiker at a black tie party. However, I was more hungry than embarrassed, so I stayed and I ate very well. I started with the hummus sampler, which I think was intended to be shared by a whole table of people, but I mowed the thing down by myself. And then I moved right along to grilled whole fish, and when the check came, I got out my credit card, and they said, "Oh, we don't take credit cards here." I'm like, oops. Well, I wasn't paying attention to that one. No matter, because I'll tell you, I am not the kind of person that just goes waving a credit card around and expect it to be accepted by everybody, everywhere, all the time. I'm prepared for this. I have cash too. I have plenty of cash. I took another look at the bill, and I got my cash together, and I realized that, quite unfortunately, I had out-gluttoned my available cash. And then I'm like, can you tell me where the closest ATM is? And they said, oh yeah, it's just hotel right across the street. I'm like, I'll be back in 2 minutes. And I had to leave the restaurant to go to the ATM. I'm walking over there and I'm thinking, boy, this is embarrassing. I shouldn't show my face at George's for a while. I'm underdressed. I don't have enough money. And then it hit me. Where the hell do I think I'm going? I don't have my ATM card. See, when I was so carefully preparing, in my zeal for being prepared, I didn't want my wallet getting stolen at the beach. So I took a wad of cash and a credit card out of the wallet. Left everything else back at my aunt's place. And now I have no choice but to crawl back in there and confess that I can't afford to pay the check. I'm a little late. And worse, I felt compelled to explain how I got myself into this jam and the logistics of, well, I rode my bike to the beach and now I'm a little short. I got to ride all the way back to my aunt's place, and I have to collect my car and my wallet, and it's going to take me a solid hour to get back here. Oh my God, it's so embarrassing. I'm really sorry. And I always wonder what happens when you go to a restaurant and you can't afford to pay. Like, what do they do? Well, now I know what they do, and I was very afraid that they were going to say, oh no, you're not going anywhere until you make up the difference, until you work off this debt in our kitchen, you underdressed bike riding shooby. They did not say that. They didn't give me any exasperating side. They were real professional, and they just said, if you're going to be in town tomorrow, you can bring the difference. Give us what you have now. Bring the difference the next day. So I did that, and I got back on my bike with my belly full and my wallet, my pockets and my ego empty. And I wasn't sure, I didn't know how am I going to present this money when I go back there? I was thinking, do I fold over the bills and hand it over like I'm tipping a sky cap? I wasn't sure what to do. I wouldn't think I could find an Emily Post entry for it. I could not afford to pay the check. And I decided to take what I owed and put it in an envelope with an extra 20 for their trouble. And I went over there and I thought, I really hope think her name was Brenda. I really hope Brenda's working because I just want to hand over the envelope and get the hell out of Dodge. I don't want to talk about this anymore with anyone. And when I got there, she wasn't there. And I said, can you see that Brenda gets this? Yeah, sure. What is it? Well, I ate here last night and I couldn't afford to pay the check. And I said, oh, well, okay. But we need you to write your name and phone number on the envelope. And I'm thinking, what are you kidding me? Am I getting on some kind of blacklist here? But I didn't make it clear that there's a really big tip in there. It's not a personal check, but I've annoyed these people enough, and I just have to do what they said. And I have not been back to George's, and my wife wonders why I don't take her to George's, but I am overdue for a visit, and I want to make sure that I bring my appetite and make sure I have plenty of cash this time. Thank you.